Everyone else in the industry is like, I want more time, more eyeballs in the app. My job is opposite, because if you're looking at the app, that means you're not turning the wrench and making money, right? And so how do I get you out of the app and just doing your job?
Hello and welcome to Mastering ServiceTitan, where you get expert advice from power users. I'm your host, Josh Liu, and today I'm here with David Erickson. He leads product for all things mobile here at ServiceTitan. David, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Josh. Awesome to be here.
Before we started recording, we were talking about how you've been here for almost 6 years now. Can you talk a little bit about maybe just a quick introduction of your career at ServiceTitan and how it led you to where you are today?
So joined ServiceTitan when we were more startup mode, right? Growing quickly. Was thrown into a team that was really focused on 0 to 1 product launches. So a lot of our fintech offerings, our pro products launched out of that team. And then that kind of over the time organically morphed into more strategy conversations and mobile. And lo and behold, before I know it, it's been like 3+ years of working on mobile. And I'm at the point now where I have the privilege of leading all things mobile here at ServiceTitan.
Pretty awesome role to have. And it's pretty crazy that in the beginning, you guys were basically like a little startup within a startup, launching all the different new products. Can you talk a little bit about the mobile app strategy here at ServiceTitan and how that's changed in the last 3 years?
For sure. So there's more people that use the mobile app than the desktop side of the app. So by almost a factor of 2. And technicians are the lifeblood of businesses. There's no technicians doing the work, then it ceases to exist. And so we took a really hard look of, hey, where are we at from a technical perspective, and where are we going in the industry in general? And also, what is all the feedback we're hearing from our users, right? So we heard things about reliability, stability. We looked at the data, and people actually wanted to start using a phone form factor versus a tablet. And the old app is built more for a tablet type of a view. And so we took a lot of that, and we kind of made this decision to jump all into native mobile apps. And what native means is it is purpose-built for iOS and purpose-built for Android. So it is faster, smarter, better, more secure across the board, has a lot more familiarity with like consumer apps that you might use in your day-to-day. That kind of started the journey, and we've been kind of tinkering along the way. And now for the last 1.5 years, we've really been putting a lot of investment and continuing to grow that investment into the app.
And so today we wanted to deep dive into the Field mobile app. Can you talk about first, what is the Field mobile app and why did we make it?
Yeah, so Field mobile app is the evolution of the current day technician mobile experience. So while the current app does a lot of awesome stuff, we know it can be better. And so we have rebuilt from the ground up that experience, both from a native perspective, but also all of the kind of plumbing of how data flows. So gone is the big blue circle of death of waiting to download Pricebook, things like that. It is a completely automated architecture to where information is syncing real time from the back office to the field, and has have a lot higher reliability. It's led to like a 99.99% crash-free rate, which is above industry standard. That kind of overhaul and rebirth was one from a technical side. And then B is, we heard a lot of feedback of, hey, I want to, do this way, or this didn't make sense here. So we took a really hard look at, hey, what is the information architecture? How do I go throughout the app and complete my job in a really effective way? So we've had a bunch of workflows where we've reduced clicks by like multiple factors, making it a lot easier to just do your job. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of always a weird frame of reference, because as a mobile app product manager, everyone else in the industry is like, I want more time, more eyeballs in the app. My job is opposite, because if you're looking at the app, that means you're not turning the wrench and making money, right? And so how do I get you out of the app and just doing your job?
That's actually really interesting. And it's a point I want to reiterate. So most mobile app people out there, they want you to spend a ton of time on the app. And your goal is actually to help technicians get their job done without having to use the app as much.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And it seems like there's 2 big things I'm hearing. One is technical performance aspect of a reason why we went on to the Field mobile app on the mobile phone. I guess second is a response to technicians wanting that. And then this redesign aspect. How the heck do you fit everything from a tablet screen onto such a small phone and still make it easy to use and get out of the way?
Yeah, it's challenging, and shout out to our awesome design team. There's a lot that you can do in ServiceTitan. There's a lot of data. And so we had to kind of rethink the patterns and how things interact and what is front and center versus what's, maybe behind some stuff, taking a look at the data and how people are using the app. It does work on a tablet just fine. So I want to make that clear. And it is designed phone first because we see that 60 to 70% of technicians want to use their phone for most of the stuff. There's for sure a bunch of use cases that you want to use a tablet for, like presenting estimates to a homeowner. So the app is fully supported on any Android or iOS device, regardless if it's a phone, tablet, etc.
That makes sense, because I hear a lot of feedback of guys don't want to bring the tablet all the way up onto a roof and carry it with a ladder and all this stuff. So
yeah,
it sounds like it works on both seamlessly. You can go back and forth for whatever use case you need it
exactly,
for.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now we're at Pantheon 2025, probably the biggest Pantheon, definitely the biggest Pantheon so far. You've been to probably 5 Pantheons now, so pretty excited. I've seen you on stage at Pantheon, I think, last year talking about Field Mobile App. What are the big updates that customers should be excited for that we're releasing this year?
Yeah, so I think, last year was a lot more talking about the vision, and this year it's here, right? There's still a journey to continue, but as of today that we're talking, every single ServiceTitan customer can go to the App Store, search Field Mobile App, download it, and use the same exact credentials to log in as a technician. So there's no data migration, there's no, I have to go do a whole big technical thing. It's just download the app, log in, and go. Your data's there. And so everyone can download it. I will mention that we're continuing to build out, all of the great features of ServiceTitan through the end of the year. We have thousands and thousands of technicians using this every single day to do their jobs. So it's not necessarily a beta anymore, but there are certain, maybe more mature workflows that we're going to continue to build throughout the end of the year. And the hope is, everything is there for any ServiceTitan customer by, let's call it the holiday season.
Okay, very exciting. I'm sure someone's going to listen to this and the holidays are here. Well, how come our workflow isn't there?
Yeah.
So I just want to say, safe harbor statement, we're not doctors. We don't know when this thing is going to happen exactly in terms of timing, but we do our best. We have so many different industries on ServiceTitan. We have commercial, we have roofing even, and different niches that we operate in. Who are the people who Field Mobile App, like if they're listening today, is like they're best suited to use Field Mobile App right now?
Yeah, I would say we're now applicable across all the different segments. It's now almost more of a size or maturity or complexity of workflow. So we have some of those core residential components like financing and memberships. We have a lot of commercial folks that were our earlier waves, things like equipment tasking and service agreements. And roofing, we have things like, spec-based estimate templates and measurements that's literally dropping as I speak. Awesome. So that'll be a fun time. And so it's more of kind of the ancillary workflows that we're going to continue to build. So I think if you are a shop that maybe isn't as complex and has more straightforward workflows, that's probably a great fit for you today to at least start downloading it, playing around with it, and getting familiar. We also recognize that there's a lot of change, right? It's hard enough to get a technician to wear a new hat, let alone use a new app, especially when you have Joe who wants to go back to writing on a yellow legal pad. And so for that reason, we have a lot of resources like training and documents. And my advice to everyone would be to essentially start now, right? Have a power user download it, sign in, give feedback. We have a lot of feedback channels. It's not like, oh, this is the app and it's missing X, Y, or Z. Or I wish this did it this way. I downloaded this app, I have this feedback, and we can change it. That's the beauty of this new architecture. We can change it a lot more easily and quickly and meet some of that feedback.
Yeah, I was actually going to get to that point of advice that you have for people. So it sounds like a majority or maybe most of the people listening to this podcast should be able to use the Field Mobile App. And you mentioned maybe get a power user. Is that maybe like of all your technicians, find the one who's like the most tech forward, innovative, and have them start and be the first?
I've gone through this with quite a few tenants, from very small to hundreds and hundreds of technicians. And the most successful kind of change management or transition I've seen is you get a group of technicians and maybe they're a supervisor or manager, but they have been in the field. Technicians would rather turn to a peer to ask questions about the new app versus having to go to management or someone in the office. And so if you can create this kind of little pod of technicians who's maybe more tech savvy or maybe just lends themselves more to being that kind of leader among the pack, if you can get them to adopt and give feedback and kind of be that little tiny center of excellence for the other technicians to turn to, it just makes a lot of the day-to-day go a lot smoother.
Gotcha. And as a shop or an owner, like you said, change management's tough. That's probably the hardest part about software is learning how to adopt, and it's the people side of things, right? Like, why would they want to switch to the Field Mobile App instead of just like, we'll just put that off and we'll just stay with the regular tablet app for now?
For sure. So I think Number one is it should be better in general, right? It should be faster, more efficient, and we're also building net new features along the way. So it's not like we're just old app copy paste. So we have things like we actually have Spanish support in the app. So certain portions of the app will actually automatically translate to Spanish, which is huge for the technician population. We have things like dark mode, as well as like push notifications coming, as well as like really big things around equipment nameplate scanning. So being able to just use a camera, OCR, map the model, serial number across, hundreds of rooftop equipment, making that data capture really seamless. There's a lot more that we've done around media capture, as also creating estimates really quickly. And this new app, as we'll learn more throughout Pantheon, is really going to be built center stage around AI and how we're bringing AI to the trades and the evolution of the technician experience, right? And going back to that point of like, you should not be using my app. You should be fixing a piece of equipment, right? And the app should be working for you, not against you. Yes, we're going to build and continue to build all the good stuff that ServiceTitan has, but we have years and years and years of investment plans of really cool stuff on the horizon.
Okay, you said the magic word AI. That's a huge topic here at Pantheon this
Yeah.
year. Can you talk about or give us a sneak preview of how AI is working in the app now or will be working in the app in the future?
Yeah. Atlas. You might have seen or heard about it at Pantheon on press releases. It is going to be the way that we transform the trades. And Atlas right now today is baked into the field mobile app experience. It is also available in the legacy map as well, just because we know there's a lot of folks still there and they want to take advantage of it. But for things that we're going to continue to evolve and add in, it'll be built into the new app. So things like being able to scan a nameplate, pull up Atlas, and ask directly about equipment troubleshooting or OEM parts, right? That whole process, being able to automatically create an estimate with just a couple clicks and context of the app. Things like being able to automatically fill out a form within context for certain sets of things. So I don't want to unveil too much here. It's like it's going to be a journey, but we have a lot of plans to really supercharge technicians' workflows, centering around Atlas, helping to just do a lot of the admin work. So you're not on your phone, you're turning the wrench.
So is Atlas kind of like an AI assistant to help technicians do things much faster?
Yeah, so Atlas has kind of different versions of it. So Atlas is kind of your go-to for ServiceTitan information. So any information in ServiceTitan that your tech needs to know about, right? Who was here last? Are there any open estimates? Like, what was the list of notes on this customer, et cetera? Almost think of it like anything that a technician would pick up a phone and call their dispatcher for, or their supervisor. Atlas should be able to answer for them. As a part of Field Pro, Atlas gets even more firepower. And so with Field Pro, you have the ability to actually, in real time, look up equipment information, get troubleshooting steps, reference OEM specs and guidelines, OEM parts. So it's just like the wealth of information at your fingertips in a conversational interface.
Wow. I bet all the dispatch managers, the office managers are super stoked to hear that right now because they won't have to get inundated with so many like support calls from technicians. So you're saying a technician can be like, I'm at a job. Hey, who was here last? What happened on the call? What's the equipment? All that information. They could just ask Atlas and Atlas will provide all that information instead of them having to search it. And
And as we're going to make that easier and easier to just surface that information automatically versus having to search for it. But yeah, you can, use your keyboard, microphone, talk to Atlas and kind of see it type out and get responses. It's also like a natural language versus just trying to understand some of the information behind the numbers, right? There's a lot of context that you leverage.
Instead of having to search specific keywords to find information. Okay, super cool. I have a feeling Atlas will be a technician's new best friend here at ServiceTitan, and I definitely have to do a deep dive episode with the product manager for Atlas to go into that. But back to Field Mobile App, any parting thoughts or words that you want to share with our audience? They just were either here at Pantheon and heard the announcement, or they're at home waiting for the announcements. Any parting thoughts for these folks?
I mean, my entire goal is to make technicians successful and their lives easier. And this new app, the goal is to help achieve that. But we're not naive enough to know that, the first, version or versions are going to be the end all be all. And so, please give feedback early and often. I want to hear it. I got thick skin. You're not going to hurt my feelings. My goal is to make technicians successful. Because by that, businesses are successful. But in order to get that feedback early and often, I would also encourage you to download it now. Start playing around with it, even if it's just one tech, even if it's someone on the office side, get familiar, get prepared for that change. because it is the future and we want to, usher folks there sooner than later and not feel rushed and things like that. So I would say download it now and give me all the feedback.
Awesome. What's the best way to provide feedback?
Yeah, so it's great. So in the app itself, there's a little tab called the account. You scroll down, there's a place to put feedback right there. You can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down and write a little blurb, and that'll come to us. So in the app, you can go ahead and talk about your experience. And then we also have, different like email channels or like field app support at ServiceTitan.com. You can reach out to for either technical issues or just thoughts that you have. But let me know what you think.
And if there's anything I know about you, David, you will be reading every single one of those.
Right. I lay in bed just scrolling them.
You'll be thinking about them in the shower, trying to come up with solutions and everything. So yes, download the app today. It should be available in the Google Play Store or the App Store. Find your most innovative technicians or the leaders in your group. Play with the app, get their impressions, get their feedback, and we're excited to keep improving it.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, thank you so much for coming on today, and we will see you all on the next episode.